And we are live.
Alrighty, hello folks, and welcome back to another episode of the 406 Budcast. We are here with myself, Tanaki, Nate, behind the camera, Michelle, and our guest for this week, Erica. And we'll be right back.
Roll it up, line it up, listen up now. It's the 406 Budcast, gonna show you how cannabis culture, grow big strong. Hear the latest trends, you can't go wrong. Tune in today, knowledge on blast. #1 podcast, it's the 406 Budcast. From strength to gains, they break it all down. Passion and hustle, wear the green crown. Industry insights right in your ears. Growing green dreams, no need for fears. Tune in today, knowledge on blast. #1 podcast, it's the 406 Budcast. Cannabis culture, grow big strong. Hear the latest trends, you can't go wrong. Tune in today, knowledge on blast. #1 podcast, it's the 406 Budcast. From strains to gains, we break it all down. Passion and hustle, wear the green crown. Industry insights right in your ears. Growing green dreams, no need for fears. Tune in today, knowledge on blast. #1 podcast, it's the 406 Budcast.
All right. Welcome back, Budcasters. As Tanaki said, before we went to that quick introductory video, we've got Erica Siate here from Expo Realty, also a cannabis advocate and done a lot of lobbying up there in Washington, D.C. We are missing a couple of people in the studio tonight, Daniel and Hannah. They're off on some medical leave for the evening, but they will be back next week. So I guess we can get right into the conversation with Erica over there. Erica, how you been?
Great. Yeah. Great to see you guys.
So can you give us a quick introduction of what you do and sort of what you've been accomplishing for the cannabis industry out there?
Sure. I'm a business broker and commercial real estate advisor for EXP Commercial, which is a national brokerage out of the NAR, not a realtor brokerage, but a big national commercial brokerage. And I'm specialized in cannabis companies and mostly Montana cannabis companies. I'm from Montana. I say my story is bud tender to broker.
Very nice. So you have some bud tending experience. Do you want to maybe talk about that? Maybe how the bud tending eventually led into selling cannabis. Sorry, weed and words, folks. I just lost my train of thought.
I think I got you, Tanaki. I bud tended in medical. I had been a medical card holder. I had back problems and was a temp at a state job at DPHHS. And actually my boss at this temp job told me I should go get a medical card because she had been the manager of the medical program in the past. And so I had my card. I just wanted temp jobs because I wanted to be self-employed. That had been my dream for a long time, to move back home to Montana and be self-employed. And so then somebody said I should work for the legislature, that it was a temporary job. And so I liked that. And I lived across the street from the Capitol in Helena. And I staffed the 2015 session as a House Taxation Committee secretary, and was having terrible back problems and just smoked weed for our pain, and found out that I had to have back surgery in the middle of the session, and then had back surgery and went to my medical provider to be a bud tender. They were hiring, and I thought it sounded like the greatest job in the world. And I mean, I still do like feel that way. Looking back on it, just the people that you meet when you're bud tending are the most amazing people that you could ever meet in any kind of like customer service job or medical job or, you know, anything. Just greatest people in Montana, the patients. And yeah. So, but when I was bud tending, it was pretty clear that, you know, people didn't go in the 2015 session at all and lobby about cannabis, talk about it. I tried to get involved. The organization that I approached back then wasn't like, didn't want everybody to get involved. And so I just started going to the Capitol and testifying myself, and also sharing links to the bill hearings and the bills and the agendas, so people could read and know where to go and when to testify. You know, I think that speaking truth to power is an amazing thing, and I think that inside the Capitol, there's nobody they want to hear from more than the people.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. So we got to give a quick shout out to some of the people out there in the chat. Mr. Burns, see you out there. Nobody, thanks for showing up. Always good to see you guys participating in the chat. Make sure to share and invite your friends out as well, so that they can get involved in this good conversation. So Erica, you were just talking about some of the bills and stuff like that that you would work through. What do you think about this legislative session, how things are going so far with regard to cannabis and the bills that are out there?
Well, I'm not really sure right now, because some of the bills that were drafted, or a bill that was drafted during the interim, was scheduled and then unscheduled. The hearing was canceled. So I don't know what that means. You know, it looked like they were going to hear the cannabis bills early, and then now it looks like they're pushing them off. I don't know yet. We haven't seen any hearings. I watched the introduction of the CCD. I watched the first hearing for the synthetic cannabinoids ban. I don't know whatever it's called, like extension of the ban or cleanup bill of that. But that's all there's been. Yeah. I don't know. Nate, what do you think?
You know, I know that they've got 4 bills so far that have been introduced, and they have some sort of hearing scheduled or something, you know, out there. Based upon what I'm looking at, seems like the old trick of trying to reduce as much access as possible. I know there's a new, I think it's a House bill that came out. They're trying to change the language to say that, you know, it has to be a municipality with more than 500 or 5,000 in population before you can get a change vote or anything. So, I mean, you look at some of the small towns in Montana, that would kind of eliminate any prospects of them being able to vote in and change their own municipalities and what they're going to do there. So, and focusing on those bills and paying attention to them. I know that, they could die on the vine at any point in time, but, that one and a couple of the other Senate bills that are out there seem to really want to deal with stopping any further expansion of the markets, freezing, no more dispensaries, no more. You can move your license, but you're not going to be able to apply for and receive any new licenses for new premises. And I think that's going to be somewhat detrimental if you're looking at the fact that based upon the numbers, we might be looking at a downturn within the cannabis economy here in Montana and other places. So I think a lot of that's going to play out, and how they freeze our business moving forward may not be reflective of what's going to be on the ground in 2 years from now.
Yeah, I don't think they know what to do. I do think that they want to limit any more expansion. I think that they will pass the moratorium with the location moratorium. That's what I call it. And I mean, it's just, I think it's up in the air whether it would be July or sooner. I didn't know anything about this bill, about the 5,000 population. Again, that's ludicrous. Is that drafted?
Yeah, it's actually introduced, I believe. Let's see. I got some notes on it. I believe it might be Hinkle. I'm thinking is the one that is dealing with that. So House Bill 298, I believe, is the one we're looking for.
House Bill 298. No, I'm sorry, I'm not up to speed on that.
Yeah, no worries at all. So
crazy. I think yeah, I think that's ludicrous. I think there's going to be some hater bills that are drafted and come out in different fashions, and I just don't know how you go about. I don't know. I mean, there's 465 dispensaries already in Montana, is what they said. So I don't know. They're not going away. There's plenty of towns that have dispensaries that are less than 5,000 people.
Well, I agree. And I don't think they're trying to limit it and keep people out of those towns. But what they're saying is right now, if you're on the municipal level or on the county level and it's a red county or even a red municipality, there's a lot of cities and stuff like that are in red counties that have chosen to go to a green area, and they can have their voters do that. I think Glendive, or there were some areas up there that they flipped one of the cities. And so I think they're trying to prevent that from happening in the future by not allowing small towns under 5,000 to be able to even vote on these kind of issues, is I think what the aim of the bill was.
It's just holding his voice back.
Yeah, it's a shame when people have to still drive to a dispensary. When I bud tended, we had people that came for an hour drive to our dispensary, and it still is happening because of the way it was structured from the get-go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Where I bud tend at, we'll have people come in and they'll stop and they'll be like, "Oh my goodness, this is the first dispensary I've seen in the past 3-4 hours." How?
Yeah, that's a shame.
Well, it's actually a good thing as well. Gives a lot of rural customers and stuff like that. So see a lot of repeat customers.
Mm-hmm.
Get to see people from all over the state and hear their stories.
Oh, yeah.
got some more chatters out there. Joanna, hey, how are you? And thank you for joining us.
And
Benjamin, oh, sorry. Benjamin, thanks for joining us as well. You were saying weed words.
So,
I have a question for you, Erica. So if you had a magic wand and you could get everything you wanted from the legislative session this session, what would your 3 or 4 things that you would want to see happen? Sorry.
You're on the spot. It's the hot seat.
Random blind testing.
Of products? Or
So do we have to put on the blindfold and then test each product and try to guess which product it is?
I mean, for fun, like I went to the Stoner Olympics that they did in Missoula. That would be a really fun game for sure. But no, I think that samples should be taken off of dispensary shelves randomly, or even assigned randomly to the inspectors. I think that product then should be assigned a number and sent to a lab to be blind tested. I think that those labs should be subcontractors of the state instead of working for the companies. I think that, the pesticide list should be hundreds of pesticides long, and that samples should be tested against a random 100 of them. In my dream world, that's what I would have. That's my picture of random blind testing. I think that I don't like product being tested out of grows because I'm concerned about pests being tracked from grow to grow and cross contaminations of grows.
you can't even do that. You can't take it out of the grow though to get it tested. They have to do it in that facility.
So that's one of the issues with the metric rules and the CCD rules is it has to stay in the cultivation facility. You can't even transfer it to another facility until it's been tested.
Yeah. I think that the whole testing system is flawed from inception. I mean, I know that there's big testing regs about to go into effect that are, in my mind, pointless. But I think that a mandatory batch testing system just will never work. I think there's too many ways that it could be corrupted, and I think that random blind testing would be, more agricultural. I know that everything got stopped here in Montana at that point, but even if they were to, I mean, in the intro of the CCD to Senate committee, I believe they were saying, we've got all this money from cannabis, and do you have enough money to operate this department? And they were like, yeah, we've got enough. I mean, I know we're always supposed to say we want more, and yeah, of course we could do it more, but yeah, we're well staffed, and is what they said. But they said that he was like, well, I want to give you $10 million more, and that's like, I think that even if they could spend whatever, 2 million of that extra 10 million that they want to throw at them to do a better job, that they could random blind test off shelves.
Sure. I hear a lot about the testing. I look at Washington, I look at Oregon, I look at Colorado. You know, and it seems like it gets to a point where it makes it really hard for legal producers to actually produce cannabis, and the black markets tend to take over at that point. I mean, how do we find that balance of not making it so onerous that, you know, the price of weed is just absorbent when it comes to dispensaries, whereas you've got, you know, somebody who's got a home grow going on and they're selling to their neighbors with absolutely zero testing whatsoever. And I think there's going to be a lot of that moving forward. You look at Washington, there's actually a bill being proposed over there in Washington state that would allow home people to produce at home and then sell a certain amount of it to the public. So, I mean, they're getting into the farmers market portion of cannabis over there. And I'm just wondering how any kind of testing or pesticides are going to roll in. You've got a lot of people out here in Montana that grow sort of in rural areas. If their neighbor sprays something, there may be some sort of cross contamination if they don't have proper ventilation. So, I mean,
Yeah, we get a lot of threats of that from our testing lab.
Yeah.
And
so how do we get to that balance?
I think it's got to be a random blind system. I mean, and that money then would be the state paying these subcontracted labs instead of you guys paying the labs. In my ideal world, I mean, I've heard like hybrid versions of that, but I don't think that's how it needs to be. I think that, you know, these labs could still make a lot of money just being subcontracted through the state. There's only a few of them. If they all went through the bid and they all passed and won the bid and they wanted to hire a few of them and send them to multiple labs, like, great. But I think that the industry's throwing a lot of money at testing that doesn't really make any sense. You know, Montana's been stuck at testing for 17 pesticides for, I don't know when, since 2018.
Yeah.
2018. And it's about to go up, but then there's been these random blind tests off of shelves in California that have been part of these exposés in the LA Times this year. The first one, June 14th, and then the last one I think was December 20th and was front page print of the LA Times in December. And California's had 66 pesticides on their list since 2018, and it's total fail. You know, in the same mandatory batch system, there's people spraying things off the list and to terrible quantities. And there was a shocking amount of products that tested dirty off of the legal market. And then they retested it in the second expose and tested hemp products, legal market products, and black market, and legal California THC market was the dirtiest of the three. So it's frightening to me. I think that pesticides are side means to kill, and I think that they are a chemical that's designed to kill. You know, whether it's a slow secondary system or an organic way or whatever, or a terrible pesticide like they're bad to be sprayed and dangerous. So that'd be I don't even know what my other two would be, but that would be my dream from the legislature.
What about you guys? What would your ideal be?
To not have the legislature involved at all. That would be that would be my dream. Not to have the government involved in any form of cannabis trade, and that would be a very good start. I think. Oh, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say, I'll be totally honest. I don't especially keep up on the legislature, except with News with Nate. That's the only time I really hear anything.
That's cool. That's more than most people, so that's great.
Right.
You know, I think like for me, when I don't like to go to the Capitol much anymore because we have Zoom testimony, and Zoom testimony is amazing and easy, and
When they do the hearing.
Yeah, when they actually do the hearing.
when they do the hearings, yes. But when I physically would go up there more, I just always tried to bring somebody with me in my car that hasn't been before, or to fill my car to, bring somebody new and introduce them to the Capitol and show them around. And it's terrifying to testify, but I don't know. I think it's the only thing that's good in there, I agree. Yeah. If the legislature could vote themselves right out of the way, I mean, it was nicer bud tending and medical when we didn't have like THC percentage shopping,
And they made the program work, through medical with a couple of $100 licensing fees. They didn't have, absorbent test fees or anything else like that. So, I mean, with a very small budget, they were able to actually get that program going and operating. And, I just wonder, we have this huge budget all of a sudden, but we don't seem to be able to get the inspections done, in a timely fashion. There's all kinds of dysfunction. And I know the CCD is trying as hard as they can with what they're dealing with. But at the same time, it's like to have a business and try to run it and not be able to run it like any other normal business out there. I think we need to get past that with cannabis and get into the position where we're just a normal business, like a department store that's at a mall.
Even a gas station. I mean, yes, they have their food and liquor and tobacco, but they don't get bombarded and controlled like we do.
Yeah, I mean, I think they say that the ability to transfer weapons from an evidence locker at a police facility is easier than trying to transfer cannabis from your cultivation to your dispensary.
Yikes.
Can confirm one wrong move, one wrong click, and you'll be sitting there waiting for support to tell you how to fix it for the next week.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Yeah.
So-
Okay. Number 2, I would vote metric away.
Yes. I think everyone can concur that.
How about any of the guests out there? You got any comments? I see Joanna out there, and yes, we have not forgotten about the 420 hot box. We've talked about that on the episode with you guys. So yeah, we're definitely game for that, and want to talk soon about getting that going on for 420.
I forgot.
So this was Joanna, and they were with Sacred Sun Farms and the collective that
With the Madison
the
River and all
Montana Outdoor Collective. And then
Okay. I think I'm catching up now.
they
I think I'm
they
remembering.
wanted to do a sampler of
with all the different
different
places and the
places with different dabs, and then we
Or
could
flowers.
package it all up, and it would be called the 420
Living
Hot
Soil
Box.
Alliance.
So yeah, Living Soil Alliance. Excuse me. We did a lot of pre-gaming. I apologize for tearing up the name there.
it's also
Yeah.
a little bit harder when you have less people to help remind you and chime in.
Definitely, we're missing Daniel and Hannah tonight for sure. They had
just
medical
on medical
leave
leave.
that they needed to take, and so they'll be back very soon. But we're definitely missing their presence tonight.
Should we go into our news?
Well, I
Yeah.
was thinking we could do news. We could do strain, and we also have our trivia. So, but yeah, if you guys want to jump into the news, we can hit that real
All
quick.
right, let me get your little intro here.
Montana vibes. Man up Cannabis updates fresh and real. Tune in with Nate, it's the big deal. Cannabis news with Nate, let's go. Every story makes you glow. Stay informed, don't be late. Cannabis news with Nate.
All right, we're back out the news. So real quickly, we've got the marijuana banking bill that's going to be reintroduced here pretty quick. It's bipartisan, GOP signaling that they're going to try to get it done this time. Don't know how quickly it's going to move through, but hopefully that will actually give us the ability to start banking in cannabis. It's something that should have happened a long time ago, and I'm glad that they're working on it, but it seems like maybe this session we might actually get something done here. With that, the president of JP Morgan Chase, Jamie Dimon, has signaled that if Congress does pass one of the banking bill, his bank would be interested in working with marijuana clients or cannabis clients. So pretty big shot across the bow there from a big banker saying, listen, it's time to let us get into those cannabucks. And I think maybe with some pressure from him and others, we might actually see this one get across the finish line.
That's always good news.
So real quickly, the consumer trend. A recent poll reveals that approximately 16% of Americans, adult age 21 and over, actually use cannabis as a sleep aid instead of using traditional sleep aids like NyQuil or anything else like that. They actually use it for their sleep aid, and they feel much more revived and energized in the morning. Cool. Imagine that. Cannabis for the win. So, we were talking just a little bit earlier with Erica about some of the bills that are working through Montana House and Senate right now. Our state bills, House Bill 249, include digital identification in alcohol, tobacco, and marijuana laws. The sponsor is Representative Braxton Mitchell. And so there's a scheduled hearing for January 24th, which was today, I believe. They had a hearing on that bill, or they canceled them. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but really, this is one of the only cannabis bills that I've seen so far that I kind of quasi support. And what he's saying is that if you run somebody's ID through selling alcohol, through selling cannabis, through selling anything like that, you can't take their information and you cannot take that metadata and sell it to a third party. You have to keep it private and you have to keep it confidential, and it needs to be destroyed within 180 days when you take it. So right now, CCD makes us keep all those records for quite a long time. And so that would actually take care of a lot of that paperwork and stuff. We could only keep it by law for 180 days and have it destroyed. Plus, I think it, keeps that information protected and no third party selling that stuff.
Cool. I like it.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, sounds good.
I think it's a great idea, honestly. I think it's going to help people all the way around. I mean, the bud tenders, the bar tenders, the gas stations, all of those people have to deal with scanning IDs, but we don't have to keep it. Like, they don't have to keep that information. We have to actually have a file and record of who was actually in our dispensary at every time and what time they purchased everything.
And what they purchased.
So when you put all that together, that's a lot of data to be just holding on to for up to a year.
I'll tell you, even in Billings, it's hard to find a binder over 3 inches. We have found them, 4 or 6 inches, but finding a 3-ring binder that is that large, because you have to maintain your paperwork. And we have several of them that are filled up within generally like a quarter or, within a half a year at least. So it's pretty onerous. There's a lot of stuff, and hopefully we can start getting some common sense regulations in there so we can knock some of the stuff off. So House Bill 298, that's another one that's coming up. Revise local election laws on the approval of marijuana businesses. This is saying that it's aimed at enhancing local governance, seeking to revise election laws concerning the approval process for marijuana businesses within municipalities. I mean, I think municipalities have a pretty good handle and a pretty good control on it right now. They have the ability to zone people out. They have the ability to keep people. I mean, Billings is the largest city in Montana, and they have a moratorium against people being in there. So, I mean, I think some of these bills have fancy names, but they actually work counter to what their bill is, being introduced as. On first read of this, it seems like it's just trying to keep local municipalities from being able to actually enact proper election laws with regard to cannabis. So I don't know. We'll see where that one goes, and we'll keep you informed. Of course, Senate Bill 27 is out there. I believe that is, correct me if I'm wrong, is it Senate Bill 27 or Senate Bill 74? That's the interim committee bill.
They're both interim committee. One is the longer cleanup bill. That must be 27. And then 74, I think, is the moratorium bill, or vice versa.
Okay.
Yeah, but they both came out of the interim committee. And I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think that I don't know that moratorium bill is the answer, but they're going to do something to stop growth, and that was that. It was separated out into its own bill and introduced day one, but we still haven't been able to have a hearing. So
Yeah, it's pretty concerning to see where any of it's going to go. Hopefully, my personal feeling is that I hope at some point they'll just stop messing with it and leave it alone for a few years and try to let the market figure itself out for a while, because every 2 years of rule changing and this, that, and the other seesaw battle, I mean, it's pretty tiresome for a lot of people.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know how you plan with things being flipped every 2 years. And yeah, I still feel like it's too early to tell what they're going to do. And it's with my business, with business brokering and the commercial real estate part of cannabis too. During the last session, it was almost dead. I had one transaction, but everybody just sat and waited to see what they were going to do,
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it affects a lot of businesses, and they don't quite realize, how many businesses cannabis actually impact across the state of Montana. So many ancillary businesses. I mean, not just dispensaries and grow operations and stuff like that, but real estate agents, lawyers. I mean, there's providers for supplies. I mean, I know that we've spent a couple of fortunes in Home Depot. So I think we're supporting at least 2 of their kids through college at this point.
Yeah, I'm sure.
What's that? I'm pretty much done on the news. We covered the one funny bill as far as Washington goes. That was my highlight bill of the day, that they're sort of going to that homegrown, everybody can grow it, everybody can sell it. Like, I mean, let's just go ahead and do it. So, yeah.
All right. Well, real quick, we're going to do Erica's little music video showcasing her company and Erica.
From the heart of Montana, where the big skies reign, rises Erica Siate, carving her domain. In real estate and business, she's making her mark, guiding others forward, igniting the spark. Erica Siate, a name to know in the field fields of commerce and where policies grow. With a vision clear and a steadfast stride, she's Montana's pride, standing side by side. Specializing in growth where opportunity calls, building up communities, tearing down walls. From commercial deals to dreams taking flight, Erica's a leader with her future so bright. Erica Siate, a name to know in the fields of commerce and where policies grow. With a vision clear and a steadfast stride, she's Montana's pride, standing side by side. In the Senate race of 24, she took her chance, aiming to lead, to influence, to enhance. Though the journey was tough, her spirit stayed true, a testament to dreams and what perseverance can do. Erica Siate, a name to know in the fields of commerce and where policies grow. With a vision clear and a steadfast stride, she's Montana's pride, standing side by side. Here's to Erica, with her eyes on the stars, navigating her path, leaving behind memoirs. A trailblazer leader with a heart so great, Montana's own Miss Siate.
What did you think of that one?
That's so adorable. Thank you guys so much.
You're absolutely welcome.
We had a great time with it.
So,
Makes a nice smoke break too.
yeah, absolutely. That's one of the reasons we try to throw some of these videos in there. I know some people, they like to see the conversation go on and on without any interruption, but sometimes we need to sneak away from the camera real quick for a quick smoke.
Yes, we do. Thank you.
So, real quickly, I mean, we got into a lot of the legislative session, stuff like that. For people out there who don't really know what it's like for a cannabis business broker, or, you know, what goes on during a transaction, can you give us a quick rundown of some of the stuff that, you know, you do in your day-to-day job?
I think of myself as the marijuana matchmaker. You know, find sellers and you find buyers. You're not a lawyer. I mean, there's some business brokers that are a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a realtor. I have a real estate license, but I don't sell houses. So, you know, business brokering, it starts with, you know, an anonymous listing. You want to put a business out there. Biz by Sell is probably the most popular site for business shopping. And you don't want everybody to know what business it is, because you don't want your staff to get concerned that they might lose their jobs, or you don't want your competitors just snooping around, of course. So you put a vague description, and you get buyers usually come to you, rather than in realty, where it's often, you know, other agents that are coming to you. In business brokering, more you get actual buyers coming to you, and they'll sign confidentiality, and which is an agreement that they're not going to talk about your company, that they're not going to try to steal your staff away from you, that kind of thing. And then the seller will, have sometimes pre-approved, giving them some information at that point, or will case by case basis, Most buyers are most eager to see numbers, revenue, and profit.
Profit loss.
Yep. And yeah, they want to see profit and loss statements. They want to see tax returns. They want to see associated real estate that might go with the company. They want to know that not everything depends on the owner, that it could transfer over to them and keep operating.
Yeah.
And once you get in business brokering and you get a letter of intent, most often in the beginning as an offer saying, I intend to buy this business, but now the lawyers are going to put together an agreement. So I'll put together a letter of intent, then it gets signed and it goes to lawyers to draft a purchase agreement. And they usually take over from that point, because you certainly don't want to be giving legal advice. You don't want to be giving financial advice when you take a client in business brokering. You want to ask them if they've got their accountant and their lawyer in order, because they're going to be needed for that kind of transaction. So that's basically what I do, pass numbers around and try to find buyers for the companies here. And it's really exciting because it's like here in Montana Cannabis, like it's just so many OGs, and it's exciting to see people retire and to have had these long careers in cannabis, and to have done this amazing thing here in Montana. So
Definitely. So I think we've got some hardcore questions coming up here.
Actually,
Okay.
bad this week. We're gonna do some stoner trivia.
We got some stoner trivia. You down to play?
okay, yeah.
Smoking like a Rasta, feeling so high. We talk about cannabis and getting fly. Are you smarter than a stoner? Let's find out. Listen up,
B, the
my
plant's
friends.
flavor
I
and
got
aroma
something to
compounds.
shout. Cannabis
C, the plant's
knowledge,
fibers.
let it flow through your mind. Getting blazed, smoking loud, we all unwind. Trivia questions, can you keep up the pace? Let's see if you're sharper in this smoky haze.
See the comments out here.
All right, and welcome back. We are ready to do some stoner trivia. Real quick, I don't know if anyone can see this, but the dog that was chilling with me earlier, his name's Chucky or Charlie. He left a whole small dog on the chair next to me. So yeah. Oh, we're having a little bit of some technical difficulties with the.
No.
Comments? No, not yet.
You got to click on the. Yeah.
Okay, are we ready then?
Sweet.
Starting on number 6.
Make sure I had the right ones. I just I cheated.
The show must be put on by stoners.
Good. Damn it.
Speaking of speed. Wait. Okay, all right. I was on the wrong one for a second. Uh-oh. See, it was my fault this time. Okay, question number 1. What is the role of the CB1 receptor in the endocannabinoid system? A, it regulates immune response. B, it manages gastrointestinal function. C, it controls bone density. Or D, it mediates psychoactive effects of THC. And for the chat, for those that are watching us live, this is the part where you pop in and participate and guess and all of that. We'd love to see you hopping in the chat and playing along.
Let's see those answers, folks. What do you got out there?
I already know mine, but what do you guess, Erica?
I don't know. I'm going to guess D.
I'm going with D as well.
I chose D also.
I don't see any comments yet. So
Yes, the correct answer for number 1 is going to be D. Number 2, which U.S. state was the first to legalize recreational cannabis? A, California. B, Colorado. C, Washington. Or D, Oregon.
First state for rec cannabis.
Mhm.
I want to say A, but it could be B.
I think it's A.
So I don't remember if it's Colorado or I think California was medical first, but recreational, I think it was Colorado. I'm going to go with B.
I'm going A.
Okay, we got a little bit of.
Wait, what are you going with? Going with a B?
I went with B.
B is the correct answer for number 2.
I think that I remember right that California was the first medical.
First medical. Yeah, makes sense.
Then Colorado came in with. Did they go medical first and then rec?
I
Colorado,
think they went straight rec.
or did they go straight to rec?
I can't remember.
I know that they're having a conundrum in Colorado Springs right now because they voted it in and voted it out all on the same bills. So
Oh no.
Damn. Everyone's like, yes to marijuana. Whatever it says, yes. Oh, poop. Now what do we do?
Question number 3. Which U.S. state allows for cannabis social clubs where members can consume cannabis on site?
should be
A.
Montana.
Definitely A. A.
A, Nevada. B, California. C, Alaska. Or D, Oregon.
I'm going to go with A, but I think Alaska should be a mandatory. It's kind of like Montana. It's so isolated that you should just have your own consumer lounges, like, like cigar lounges. You should just be able to pull up and have a joint with your buddy and just be like, yeah, I'll see you in the next town.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm definitely going with A on this one. What do we got out there in the chat? Looks like we got Miss
Hannah.
Hannah Rome joining us. Hello, Hannah, with DA.
Did you guess?
I did, yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
I
Sorry,
got
I
it.
missed it.
I threw an A out there.
The correct answer is C, Alaska.
Oh,
It was Alaska.
It's
up
Alaska.
north,
Good
just
for
past
Alaska.
Alaska.
Good for Alaska. See, they're just like, yeah.
Another reason to visit Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
It just passed.
No, so apparently Alaska is the state that allows for cannabis social clubs.
I just went there in like the first week of September. I went to the dispensaries and they were amazing, but I was just like roaming the streets of Skagway and Ketchikan smoking my joints.
Nice. Well-
I didn't know there was clubs.
You probably don't need one up in Alaska. They're just like, well, smoke anywhere. Like,
Mm-hmm.
It was really chill. Yeah.
It's probably just the fact that you can smoke pretty much wherever up there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great. But, we were on the cruise. And so, yeah, it's like the cruise people, they need a social club to go to. That's so cool. I want to go back now. Let's all go cruising to Alaska together.
yeah,
Heck
yeah.
yeah.
We should figure out some of those 420 cruises.
Oh,
Get
yes.
a cruise line that would be down with hosting
Mhm.
quite a few people and taking them to some scenic routes while smoking down.
Yeah.
That'd be so fun. Question number 4. In which European country is the cultivation of up to 5 cannabis plants for personal use legal?
Mm.
A, Spain. B, Portugal. C, Germany. Or D, Italy.
This is a toughie.
Oh, hello, Adam.
We got Adam in the chat. We got Hannah in the chat. What's up, everybody?
I'm going A, Spain.
Spania.
I'm going B, Portugal.
I'm going to go with C, Germany. So we have it all the way down the line here.
Let's see. Adam is guessing B. Anyone else got any guesses out there in the chat before I reveal the answer?
Hannah says she misses us. That's her answer. Miss you guys.
Miss you too, Hannah.
And B.
Miss Daniel as well. And B.
Sarah says B.
Sarah with the B.
All right. Well, the correct answer to number 4 is A.
Wow.
Good job.
Yeah.
Way to go, Erica.
Yeah.
Another reason to visit Spain.
Because everybody's got weed.
I mean, hoping. Like, I mean, if
You
they
can have
can get 5
5
plants, you know, maybe somebody got an extra joint.
Hey.
I would love to go to Spain.
It would be awesome. I would do that.
Number 5. Which cannabinoid is often referred to as the mother of all cannabinoids due to its role as a precursor in biosynthesis of other cannabinoids? A. CBN. B. THCA. C. CBGA. Or D. CBDA. I wrote out the long saying of them, but I don't even want to try and butcher them right now, because as funny as it would be, I would be tripping over all of them.
That should definitely be part of the Stoner Olympics. Try to actually say half the words scientifically related to cannabis.
Yeah, say those 5 times fast.
And draw the molecule. I think that should be a part of it, is get super high and then you have to draw the molecule after only seeing it for 15 seconds.
Well, I can't draw a period, so I mean, I'm completely lost. I got stick figures that look ugly.
Hannah's guessing C for number 5.
I'm going with C as well.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with
Our
the
past trivia has
consensus
told
on
us.
this and go with C.
Erica, do you have a guess for this one?
I guess I'm going to go with C.
C is the correct answer to number 5.
Whoop, whoop.
It's that CBGA. You remember that one from our last one where we were talking about it. THCO says hose maker.
THCO.
Is that -0? Could be -0.
Yeah. Negative O.
And number 6, the final question of the night. Which nutrient is particularly important during the flowering stage of cannabis growth? So which of these is the most important? A, nitrogen. B, phosphorus. C, potassium. Or D, magnesium.
What do you got out in the chat?
Where's Daniel?
Well, around the room, what do we got?
I've got B, phosphorus.
I got B as well.
Erica?
I think I'm going to go with B.
Looks like Hannah's got to be out there.
Will the B from chat? Adam saying A or D.
A or D. That's a way to split the bet there, buddy. Red and black. Bet on red and black.
Well, the correct answer is going to be B, phosphorus, because it is critical for the energy transfers within the plant. So no energy, no plant growth.
Yeah, well, I suppose. Well, awesome.
B.
B as boy.
Well,
Those are
thank
some
you for
awesome questions.
those out there that popped in and played along for a moment. Thank you, Erica, for playing along too.
Thank you.
Well, I think we only have our strain of the week to cover. So, Erica, what you smoking on over there? I mean, I know you haven't been smoking on camera, but what's your preferred strain this week?
Lemon pie.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
That sounds good.
How about you, Tanaki? What's your strain that you've been this week?
Monster cookies. That's the strain I've been smoking on this week.
Nice.
How about yourself?
Well, really, other than our new concentrates, so I would have to say our BJs from the shop.
Brain jam. Brain jam.
Brain jam.
Some brain jam.
But Hannah relabeled them. Now they're just BJs. So
Yes. Every
Got
now
the
and then, a
brain
couple
jam.
of the slicks say BJ on top. So
Well, those unicorn pea disposables are pretty tasty as well. That'll
Yes.
be coming down the pipe here real quick. But yeah, as far as I'm gonna go with the concentrates all day long.
just none in specific, just concentrates.
Yeah, I like them all.
Fair.
all right. Well, I'm gonna get our little. Do you want to do video first, or do you want
Let's
to
just jump into it.
jump into it? All right. Let me find it here.
There's a bud in town, it's a superhero strain. Punches your brain, but it don't bring pain. Sweet like a berry, diesel on the side. Take a little puff and enjoy the ride. It's got THC like a Hulk size slap. One hit and you'll be taking a nap, or writing a novel, or painting the sky. Bruce don't decide, he just gets you high. Bruce Banner, oh he's the boss. Strawberry diesel with no exhaust. Head in the clouds, body on chill. One little toke and you're over the hill. Feeling stressed, Bruce says no way. Anxiety melts like butter all day. He's got a PhD in kicking pains, but your body says thanks. Your brain says what? He'll make you giggle, he'll make you grin. Got chronic pain, Bruce will tag you in. But careful now, this bud don't play too much and you'll think your couch is the Milky Way. Bruce Banner, the heavyweight champ, more uplifting than a summer camp. Tastes like citrus, hits like a train. The only sidekick you'll need for your brain. Bruce grows tall, he's a garden star with sticky buds that'll take you far. 8 weeks later, he's ready to go. A sativa king with a hyper glow. So light him up, take a mighty hit. Feel like a genius, or just giggle a bit. He's your hero bud, a cannabis night. But don't get greedy or you'll see stars tonight. Bruce Banner, he's big, he's green. The funniest high you've ever seen. Sweet and diesel, a tasty affair. He'll lift you up like you're walking on air. So here's to Bruce, the bud with flair. Saving the world, one hit, one share. From Montana to Gotham, he's the strain supreme. Bruce Banner, baby, he's the cannabis dream. Bruce, too much.
All right.
Oh, shoot.
We're back instantly.
Yep. All right. Well, shoot. With that song, do we really even have much to cover about Bruce Banner?
Give a lot of it in there. I love our tools.
Well, Bruce Banner is going to be our strain of the week tonight. It is known for its it is an incredible strain known for its power and balance. It is a sativa dominant hybrid. It is a cross from OG Kush and Strawberry Diesel, typically coming in around 21 to 30% THC.
With its number 3 strain being the most potent. So there is actually multiple genetics of it. And what they did is they actually, once they bred it against itself again and again. And so strain number 3 is actually itself bred 3 different times. And it came out the most potent when I was doing the reading on it.
The back cross number 3.
Back cross number 3 was, and it was 20 to something, 30% is what it was averaging.
Okay.
Wonder what its terp profile was.
They don't give that information.
Well, the terpenes, it says the terpenes for the Bruce Banner in general is going to be myrcene, caryophyllene, and limonene.
Gonna have that pepper and gonna have the lime.
It says it smells sweet, fruity with a little diesel kick. Notes of strawberry, citrus, and earth.
like a Hulk smash to your brain, it says. So that's the effects that you're going to get out of it. So pretty heavy on the head.
Mhm.
Bruce Banner is good for stress relief, anxiety relief, depression, curing depression, excuse me. It's also good for pain relief and muscle tension relief. Good for headaches, fatigue, and nausea.
Yeah, I could have used that earlier.
It was also the High Times Cannabis Cup winner in 2013.
Holy smokes.
So 11 years ago? Almost 12 years ago?
Yeah.
12 years ago now, technically.
Yeah, we're at 25 now, I guess. I'll remember about, May.
Anybody out there in the chat had any Bruce Banner? How about yourself, Erica? You had any Bruce Banner out there? Had an opportunity to get any of that?
I have had Bruce Banner. Love Bruce Banner. Yes.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
So, go ahead.
Sorry, I have not had the pleasure of trying Bruce Banner.
I don't know of anybody that sells it locally.
Yeah, I haven't heard anybody selling it locally lately, but that's not to say that they don't. So if anybody knows where there's some Bruce Banner out there, let us know. We'd love to hear it. So, Erica, just real quick, did it give you that Hulk smash or Hulk slap to the brain when you smoked it?
Yeah. I think so.
Awesome stuff. So there was something else here, I think, right? One of the things that is really good about Bruce Banner as well, Erica was talking about the pesticides and stuff like that, is that it seems to be pretty naturally resistant to pests. So in the garden, it's one of those strains that seems to be able to fight the bugs a little better than others.
I know the diseases.
Yeah, the diseases and the bugs and any of the other stuff. So pretty resilient plant. If you're looking for something to grow at home, maybe that's a strain you might want to think about throwing in your tent or your home grow.
But she does get super tall.
Super tall plant.
Mm-hmm.
Holy
It's
smokes.
anywhere from 7 to 14 feet.
Holy
Jesus
Christ. Good night.
So if given the right nutrients, when I was doing it, its highest that they had record was like 14 feet.
Huh, so maybe that's an outdoor grow kind of
Can you imagine you have to get your a ladder out there and nope.
Yeah, that's gonna be that's gonna be a tall plant to work on. 14 feet.
Can you imagine? I can't even think about what it would
kind
be
of trained and wrapped around the room.
Start curving it along the walls. My tent's too small. It's just gonna make it like a big swallows. What are those bushes that they did the swirls on?
I don't know, just topiary bushes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think we're coming up on our hour here, so
Yeah.
we better let Erica give herself some shameless plugs out there. Any shout outs, anything you want to tell anybody before we go?
We reach you. How do the people reach out about any of the stuff we've talked about?
Yeah, I've got great cannabis deals all over the state. I've got a great company for sale down in your area, in the Billings area. If there's anybody who wants to ever follow in my path and go bud tender to broker, I mentor for my brokerage EXP commercial for new agents that come on and want to do what I do. So reach out if you have any interest in getting your real estate license and business brokering. And I really appreciate you guys having me on and had a great time. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Well, yeah, we definitely appreciate you coming on and joining us here on the Budcast. As far as everything goes as well, you and I actually are co-brokers on a pretty big listing in the state of Montana as well. And I've worked with Erica personally on a lot of different things. She's very professional. She knows her stuff in the game. So if you're looking for somebody, definitely give her a shout.
Absolutely. I would say the exact same thing, that we know Erica on a personal level as well as professional level, and just an amazing lady. And Show her your love, guys.
Heck
Thanks.
yeah.
I feel the same. Thanks, guys.
Well, we appreciate everybody out there in the chat joining us, participating, everything else like that. Hopefully, the rest of the band will be back next week, and we'll have another great Budcast episode for you. We greatly appreciate you tuning in. Got anything else?
No, just have a great night, guys. See you next week.
Thanks, everyone.
Stay lifted.